Okay, and back to the revealing of the votes. The next vote for who is going to leave the island is Gurdon. And we have one more vote. The last vote of who is going to leave the island is Camp. So we have a tie. Let's go to Gurdon. Gurdon, who did you vote for to leave the island?
I totally voted for James. Yeah, I didn't vote for Camp at all.
So tell me why you chose James then, even though we
James
have no
is
votes for James.
Did you guys lose my vote? You can't just lose my vote.
We have a clip of you in the voting booth voting for Camp.
I'm gonna vote for Camp. Man, I hope he never sees this. That was actually all AI, Lexi. As the host, I can't believe you all AI'd me into the voting booth.
Okay, let's go to Camp now. Camp, tell us why you voted for Gurdon.
Who said I voted for Gurdon? I thought I wrote down Frank.
We have 0 votes for Frank, and we have a video clip that shows you voting off Gurdon.
Those are crisis actors.
You guys don't understand Survivor anyway. Hello, I'm not Jeff Probst, and this is the How Could You Forget podcast with your hosts Gurdon, Camp, and Lexi, where we talk about a topic that you maybe have never heard of or is simply too good to forget.
Speaking of never heard of, I have never watched an episode of Survivor, if you could.
Well, that was funny. I actually like that. I like how you guys were like, oh, these were crisis actors. Oh, this was AI, because, I guess that could work now, but it definitely didn't work when Survivor was...
Yeah, when I've worked during the Survivor heyday.
Right. So, obviously, if you couldn't tell, today we're going to be talking about reality TV, and this is something that I mentioned a few episodes back, and some people said that they would be interested in this, so I thought it'd be funny to do a Survivor intro, because I'm not really going to talk about a ton of competition shows today, but Survivor does come up, so I thought that'd be funny.
Lexi, the thing about not survival shows, because I don't feel like there's that many, but like with those competition shows or whatever, like they just need to have more liars in there. Like I really feel like just having some people that are just straight up like, nah, I didn't do that thing, and then when the cameras go, here's video evidence, they just go like, what are you talking about?
I think because there are a lot of things where they don't have video of the people doing it, but like on Survivor, they video you in the booth and you have to say, like, you show your, because Camp, if you've never seen Survivor, it would make sense why you got a little bit confused, because you're like, what's even going on? Basically, and I don't know if they do this anymore because I haven't watched Survivor in a good probably 10 years, but that you go into like the voting booth and then you're like, I'm voting for Camp because this week on the challenge he fell into the water.
Sucked.
Or like whatever, or I'm voting for Gurdon because he betrayed me to Lindsay and now my alliance has been broken, or whatever. Like,
Lindsay's a bitch. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
screw Lindsay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to give a detailed reason, but some people, when they go into the confessional voter booth thing, they'll say why they're voting for somebody.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not anonymous at all. It's just like you
really
explain your reasoning.
It's anonymous when they do it, and then Jeff Probst, the host, will tell you like, we have 1 vote for Camp, 2 votes for Camp. Like, he will do it, and then I think at a certain point they will ask the person like, who did you vote for, or all this kind of stuff, like, who did you think needs to go home? And most of the time they don't lie, because
there's not really a need
most of the time they don't lie, and they go, I voted for Camp because he fell in the water this week during the challenge and that cost us our immunity or whatever. Like, they'll say why they voted for the person. So
okay.
But
One of the things, Lexi, it's very funny. The reason why I brought that up is because behind the scenes, you and I have been watching the Aaron and Joe YouTube channel, Watch Love is Blind. And I thought if one person just went into Love and Blind and used a different name for every single person that they were talking to, would just mess up so much stuff.
I don't think the producers would like that at all. They would not allow that.
I would do. I don't care. I would do that. It would be so funny.
They've had enough bad drama on that show, so I don't
even know anything about it. This is the first time hearing about Love Being Blind or whatever.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Eric,
I'm not talking about that show today.
Oh.
No.
We have way too much to cover. I can't talk about every reality show ever.
So the first reality show, just start with every
okay,
single
yes, I will be giving you some history, but I'm not going to run through literally every one.
The first camera was invented in I'm sorry, go on.
We would be here forever if that was the case, y'all. I'm going to spare you that one. So yeah, like I said before we got on our Survivor tangent, I mentioned this in some episodes before.
Is it really a tangent when that started the episode, though? Like, not even trying to be.
Well, we started it, I moved away from it, and then we moved back to it.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
so true.
So
it's not so much a tangent; it's just like putting your car in reverse for a minute.
It's like an idle at the stoplight.
we will get back to. Let's put what do they call that?
Pin.
Bookend. Pin. Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
We'll get back to Survivor a little bit. I wanted to mention that while I was researching this, I did find a book that was called Cue the Sun, The Invention of Reality TV by Emily Nussbaum. And I have not read it. I did not have the time to read it thus far, but I am going to add it to my list because it looks very interesting. It is, of course, the history of reality TV, and it dives a lot deeper into that than what we're going to go into today. So I just wanted to shout that out, that there are a lot of sources that have covered this topic before. So I'm going to talk about some of the shows that stick out to me personally instead of just rehashing and going, yeah, so in 1949, and, it just being a history lesson on, for a long ass time.
Thank you, Lexi.
So,
yeah, we never talk about history on this podcast.
No. Yeah, no, never. It's forbidden or something.
Yeah.
So before we dive deeper into some of the things about this topic, interestingly enough, Camp, you said you hadn't seen Survivor. You kind of vaguely knew about it. What do you guys know about reality TV? What are some shows that you've seen that fall into reality TV before I give you a bunch of information?
I don't know if this counts. It's not like a competition show. It's a show called like 100% Hotter, I believe. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It essentially.
No, I have not.
I watched it with a college friend of mine. It's essentially like, it was like a not obscure, but like on the lesser tier of like British reality TV, where they essentially get a bunch of people that dress horribly and present themselves horribly in their eyes, not mine. I think they're fine. Everyone has style and shit. But what they would do is they would show photos of their normal dress up to random people on the street and basically ask if they would date them or not, or if they found them attractive. And most of them would say no. Like if they asked 10 people, maybe 2 or 3 would say that they like them. And then they do like a whole makeover process to make them all like more fundamentally attractive or whatever. And then they would do the same thing again where they ask other people, and the number of people that answer yes would be more. So if they do that successfully, they'll say, you're now 100% hotter. And looking back on it, it was extremely problematic. I don't know why I watched it.
Well,
never heard of that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because, shocker, most reality TV is problematic in some way or another. So it's very good setting the stage there.
Beautiful.
Camp, did they ever go like, okay, so when the first time we went out, there were 3 people that said you were hot. And when we went back out, there was only 4 people that said you were hot. So you're only technically like 33% hotter. Like,
oh my goodness.
I don't think they ever did, but that would be really funny. I also know that they did have a section at the end where they would catch up with the people later to see if they kept the styles. A lot of them didn't.
Mostly
went back immediately.
This was mostly just like their clothes and their hair, right? They didn't actually.
Yeah, just their clothes and they didn't get like
full
super big makeup
surgery.
or like Botox or anything. No.
Yeah, funny that you say that. I'm not going to be talking about this show, but I know about this show. There was a show, I believe it was called The Swan, where they actually had women get plastic surgery.
Oh.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I hope
they got paid well.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they probably had the procedure covered by the production or something, but I'm just like, whoa, that's way too far.
I meant more like a bunch of money for even letting that happen at all.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
not even
probably
covering the procedure,
not.
like more than that. I know they didn't, but Wishful thinking.
Yeah. The ethics of some of these productions are below hell. So I would not assume that they got paid well for this. But I wanted to just say that because the show you were talking about reminds me of a mixture of like a dating show plus like What Not to Wear. There was a show called What Not to Wear, and it was like, you're ugly and frumpy the way you dress. We're going to change your entire wardrobe. And they would like bring the person in and they'd be like, put on an outfit you like. And then the person would be like, okay. And then they came out and then the host would be like, yeah, this isn't flattering and you need a different cut of pants.
You suck.
And, yeah, I mean, they typically weren't too brutal, but yeah, I can imagine that would suck. But I also think, and we'll get into this as we talk a little bit more, I also think some of that was staged. I'm sure you could bring somebody on and go, hey, yeah, put on this yellow raincoat with this blue dress with red stockings, and then you walk out and they're like, you look like Paddington or whatever. So,
I mean, that would be a high compliment, in my opinion.
True.
It's funny that they actually had Paddington on for that episode, Lexi. Thank you for
oh, yeah, that's where their budget went, probably.
Yeah, the whole CGI of Paddington just chilling in the middle of the episode, yeah.
Right.
I have never heard of that 100% Hotter show, Camp, but that sounds very, very wild, to put it lightly.
It is. I should rewatch it at some point. Maybe I'll make that a video on my own channel.
There you go. Next video, just me rewatching the most problematic show. Yeah.
What is this? A crossover episode?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I would be considered like somebody who's watched much reality TV show at all. Like, I remember I watched a season of Survivor whenever I was snowed in one time because one of my family members had a season 6 DVD of like Survivor season 6 or something, and so I just watched that. Was it your
grandma?
Yeah, it was over at my my grandma's house.
Ooh.
But like I remember watching that. I remember for like one season, my mom got really into Big Brother.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's Brig?
Yeah, I messed up. I messed up. Yeah, we're all sailors here.
Okay, I thought Brig was a nickname for the show.
No,
Big Brother.
But Big Brother, and it was the season where this like old Asian guy who was like, everybody was like, oh, he's so nice and he's like my dad, and he won, where most of the time in Big Brother it's always like an asshole that like tricked a bunch of people to win, apparently.
Yeah.
And so the only thing I remember was at the very end, he won the actual prize of like whatever it is, like $1 million. Plus there's another award for the nicest person in the quote unquote house, and he won that award too. And I think that's the only time it ever happened. So like,
oh wow. Oh my gosh.
But I think that's about the extent of my personal reality things. Like I remember telling Lexi whenever we got some of those comments about reality TV shows about like, oh, hey, wasn't there a reality TV show where they had a bunch of women like try to date a millionaire or something like that and stuff? And so I'm assuming Lexi has
Isn't that just The Bachelor?
No, so I'm not going to cover that show again because there's so many shows, you guys. But that one is I Want to Marry a Millionaire, or Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that was actually the show. So you were spot on with that.
There's actually a show called Oh No. Oh, no.
Also,
yeah, I mean, honestly, if you can think of any concept, it's probably already been done.
So Lexi and Camp, to combine what both of you all are talking about, when you were talking about 100% Hotter, Camp, I thought you were talking about Physical 100, which I believe is a Korean reality TV show where they get like the strongest...
Oh, the buff guys?
Yeah, they get like the strongest humans on Earth to like do these physical challenges of like, all right, whoever runs the fastest or whoever like runs the slowest mile is kicked out or something like that. And then they just make these very like ripped people and very in shape people. And they're like, all right, cool. Sorry, you only ran a mile in like, 3 minutes compared to everybody else hitting like whatever speed and stuff like that. Like,
that sounds so funny. I need to watch that.
It's a big hit. I've seen pictures from it before. And it's especially if you like men, Camp, you would probably enjoy this show.
Camp's like, yeah, yo.
A lot of shirtless buff men. So.
I'm going to watch it with my fiance. I think that'd be fun.
There you go.
It's perfect.
Just the whole time be like, dang, wish I looked like that. Just being like, spending 23 hours a day working out.
I just look over at him and I'm like, why can't you be him?
Oh my God.
Why can't you push a tire across an entire length of a football field in 10 seconds?
Why can't you bench 400 pounds?
Jack, I know you're listening. I love you. Shut up. All right. Anyway.
All right, but Lexi, sorry. I didn't mean to take you off track.
No, that was funny. I have heard and seen that show, clips of that show before. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the background of reality TV now that we've had kind of our giggles about random shows. So I'm going to mainly be talking about American shows, even though we did just mention a show from South Korea, because I live in America and that's what I've been exposed to. I've turned on the channel and seen some of these shows before. So I want to dial in more on the unscripted shows that follow groups of people or like families, things like that, instead of all of the competition shows, which, we've mentioned a little bit before and we'll mention some a little bit later too. But I want to focus a little bit more on the shows that don't have that game or competition element. And honestly, a big player in this like realm of those shows is MTV, and we'll get there in a little bit about what MTV did.
I thought they only did music.
Oh, that's funny.
I was going to say, I do love the fact that MTV is just entirely reality shows.
Yeah, basically.
And ridiculousness now.
No, ridiculousness was canceled.
Do they not just do reruns? Like, can you not do a rerun?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they do reruns. But again, that would probably technically count as a reality show. Maybe. I don't know, because of the clips that people send in.
That's just a clip show.
A clip show? Okay. Anyway, let's not jump ahead. I'm trying to go back. What we do here is go back.
Okay.
All right, I looked up what is the newest reality TV show. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Lexi.
So, for a definition of reality TV, it seems that can be categorized into anything that is quote-unquote unscripted that involves following human behavior in some way. So whether it's a person telling an autobiographical story, so kind of like a documentary, but maybe different elements, competition shows, or shows that just showcase people's relationships and drama, that's what we know as reality TV for the most part.
Hey, Lexi, I'm not critiquing you on this because I know it's not your definition exactly, but does that mean the Super Bowl is technically a reality television show? If it's unscripted?
No,
oh my God.
No, that's just a sporting event.
Yeah, but like
I guess
no.
No, I think she has a point, because that, like, if you're playing a sport, you are kind of performing, like you're kind of setting your personality aside to go be good at a sport.
And it's kind of scripted in the sense of the coach determines the plays or like what you're gonna do. So that's kind of a scripted in a sense.
So
no,
yeah.
Sporting events do not count as reality TV, but reality TV is broad, is what I'm trying to get across. So according to both History.com and Screen Rant, the first reality show is considered to be Candid Camera.
Oh, I've heard of that before.
Which first aired in 1949.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. 1949. Did not know they were doing reality shows at that point. And this is a spinoff of a radio show that was called Candid Microphone, which was actually the name of
such a worse name.
I know.
Such a worse name.
But this was actually the name of the first season of the TV show in 1948 was Candid Microphone. And then they're like, yeah, no. It needs to be Candid Camera.
That one guy.
Candid Camera sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
Candid Microphone is so awkward.
That whole first season, he was just sitting there screaming like, hey, change it to camera.
We're filming this. It might as well be a camera.
Yeah.
So yeah, Candid Camera, you've probably heard of it. It's pretty popular, or, in the culture. And basically, if you don't know anything about Candid Camera, it was a show where unsuspecting contestants were being pranked, usually by ideas from the show's host. For example, one of the pranks included, quote, I think this is so funny, from History.com, quote, country legend Dolly Parton faking an ankle injury and tricking men into carrying her to her car that didn't exist.
Okay.
So I'm assuming she was, they were outside or something, and she's like, oh, I hurt my ankle, I can't walk, and would just have this guy carry her, and it's like, well, where's your car at? Oh, no, I don't see it yet, and just like continuing to have this guy carry her.
How old is Dolly Parton? Like, or how long did this show run?
That's a great question. I think that it ran until, I want to say, I thought I saw like 2012 or 2010 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
2014, excuse me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But it was kind of on and off, right? You know, there was a block of Candid Camera, and then it kind of would go away or be on like hiatus, and then it would come back. And, you know, there's been multiple stops and starts of this concept and of this show. But if you've ever heard the phrase, smile, you're on Candid Camera, that's where that comes from. Because then at the end they'd be like, haha, got you. So the millennial version of this is Punk'd.
I was going to say, is Punk'd a reality TV show?
Yes, it is.
Oh
yes.
my God.
So Punk'd is basically the more modern day equivalent of Candid Camera. And then, of course, you just have people on TikTok doing pranks on people, but that doesn't count as a reality show. So
yeah.
So that was the first reality show considered by a lot of people, even though it was more of a game/prank show. And there is a show that is considered the first of its kind, which spawned the reality TV genre that we think when we think of reality TV these days. And it was a show called An American Family. And this was a documentary that followed the Loud family. And yes, that's their real names. That's not just like describing them.
As opposed to the Quiet family.
As opposed to the Loud House, the other family that we talked about in the fanfic episode.
We love a callback. The Loud family, they were followed by this camera crew over the period of 7 months. And they were an upper middle class family from Santa Barbara, California. And the cameras basically just followed their everyday lives and showed the drama that was unfolding. Mainly, it followed a divorce between the two parents. And interestingly enough about this show, according to History.com, Lance Loud, who was the eldest of the 5 children, was also the first openly gay person to appear on TV.
Whoa.
And this was back in 1973.
Dang.
That is really cool, but I also have to ask, like, what was the pitch? Like, did the father just go to this TV station and go like, yo, I'm divorcing my wife, follow me with a camera?
Yeah.
Or like, what happened
no,
here? Like,
I think that they were not, I'm under the impression from what I was reading that they were not going to divorce at the very beginning of this. But as things continued to evolve, it was like, hey, our relationship is degrading. You know, because of all the drama that was happening, it eventually led to them.
So
Lexi,
I know that we have no way of actually knowing this in any way whatsoever. If this family was just boring as shit, if it was just like, hey, what do you want for dinner tonight, Terry? Oh, I would like some meatballs. Okay. Oh, how was school today, son? It was good. And like that was it. Would that have like really put a hamper or slowed the inevitability of reality TV shows, or like almost killed them outright, you think? Or like, what do you think, Lexi?
No, I think that it would have been, I think there was like 12 episodes of this show or this documentary. And I think that if they were just really boring, I think it maybe only would have been like a 1 hour, like cut down to an hour or something, sort of a thing of like, hey, this is how a upper middle class family in Santa Barbara, California lives. And they could probably have enough material to make like an hour-long special about like, hey, this is a snapshot of life in 1973. But I don't think it would have taken off as much. So I guess to answer your question, I think the show still would have been made, but I don't know. Maybe people would have been like, "This is boring. We don't want to watch this." And maybe the
like 12 episodes of like super average upper middle class life.
Yeah,
plus a divorce.
I'm going to the grocery store now. I'm getting my rice and my beans and my fruit for my dinner. Like,
yeah,
exhilarating.
Speaking of that, though, something that a lot of people did not find boring. One of the other shows that is worth mentioning is what?
Oh,
Divorce, the show?
Sorry, we're so caught up on the divorce
You just killed my segue. It's so bad.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So speaking of something that's not boring, that people very much enjoyed, that was a show that first aired in 1989, was the show Cops. I'm assuming you guys either know or can guess what this show is about.
Is it about firefighters?
Close.
That was such an easy joke. I'm so sorry, but that really got me
goodness.
It really was not that funny, but thank you. No, I have heard of Cops. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't think my family watched it much. I recall seeing cop shows that my dad used to watch, I think, but I don't know.
Oh, like
there were so many
CSI
that spawned. I don't know.
And like those types of cop shows.
It was still like reality shows, not CSI. No one in my immediate family watches CSI because we're good.
Was there like a Canadian? Because like I don't really know of many other cop shows here in the U.S. that weren't like just straight up cops. Like maybe that's straight up what it was they were like, oh no, Cops is only for American audiences or something like that.
I think there was a cop show, but it was on the Comedy Network, so I think that one was fake. I think it was a
Reno 911,
Reno 911 kind of style thing. Yeah.
Was it Reno 911?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
That's entirely comedy.
That one's just a scripted comedy show. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I don't know anything about cops.
Okay.
I was like, wait a second.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Eric's
so
like,
even if
this is so interesting. These are so crazy stories. Oh my god! Like just watching Reno 911.
I think that's the New Boot Goofin guy, isn't it?
Is it?
The New Boot Goofin.
I don't know anything about that dude. I do love him, but I don't know if he's from Reno 911.
Oh, okay.
Hey Eric, is he from Reno 911?
Hold on. New Boot Goof. Now I got this.
It's in your brain. I know it's deep in the
Who's the New Boot Goofin guy? Yes, New Boot Goofin, the screenwriter. Jim starred as Lieutenant Jim Dangle, Mr. Jim Dangle, B.B. Goofin the Boots. Yep, that was from Reno 911. Okay, perfect. All right.
B.B. Goofin the Boots? Oh my goodness.
Beep beep goosin.
Okay. So
okay, sorry. We gotta go back.
Not Reno 911. Okay. This is not Reno 911. That is a scripted comedy series. Cops, even if you have never seen it, you can probably guess what it is about. It follows, as you could have told, cops. And if you haven't seen the show, you may have heard the song. So let me put this in the chat so you can check it out.
I am curious.
Hold on.
Let me see. Oh, here it is.
And we can play 1 second of the Cops theme song. Here.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
So I'm sure you've heard that Cops theme song that we just played 1 second of, very, very lovingly. Oop. And this was the first reality show that filmed using the handheld style. So people just with cameras running after these cops as they were like ambushing a house or like all that jazz. I haven't seen a ton of the show, but I can imagine. And this style would actually change the way that future reality shows would be filmed, according to Screen Rant, saying how like influential Cops was on the genre. And it actually ran for a long time, started in 1989, and it was only just canceled about 6 years ago in 2020. I think you can put 2 and 2 together if you know anything about America around the time of 2020. Yeah. Makes perfect sense why Cops was now canceled.
Yeah, I know a lot of cop-related things that were televised got a little bit of work done in 2020. No, I do have to. I am wondering too. I'm assuming the answer is yes, or you'll get there. But like, did every cop like get permission or like were asked to be like, hey, we are filming you doing things?
You
is
know,
that cool
that's
for TV?
Great. That's a great question. I have a feeling that the cops that they followed, yes, they would have had to have gotten permission and stuff like that. But I think that's why, if I can recall correctly, a lot of the times they would blur the victims' faces or the people getting arrested, their faces and change their voices because they had, the film crew had the permission to follow these cops around, but they don't have permission from all these people that are being,
the people getting detained probably wouldn't be as excited about being on TV.
Being on Cops.
That might,
So,
a little bit of a stain on your name.
Just a bit. So, I haven't seen a ton of this show, but, I'm personally kind of glad it's no longer on the air, even though that theme song does really rock. Like, the theme song is really good.
It is catchy. It's in my head even now. All 1 second of it.
True. That's the only amount that exists. That's the shortest intro ever.
Really ahead of their time.
So as Britannica mentions, which is another source I used when I was looking this stuff up, it said, quote, at century's end, so I mean the end of the 1900s, the reality genre was tending more towards... Was tending? Is that right? Hold on.
Tending? That's a word.
Do you mean trending?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's trending.
Damn, you're writing scripts like I do.
I'm going to read it the way that it is on the website. That is definitely the way they wrote it on the website, but know that this is a direct quote from Britannica. At Century's End, however, the reality genre was tending more towards voyeurism and less towards reality. So I wanted to read that quote because I thought it was a good way to phrase the shift from something like An American Family, which was very documentary style, and hey, we're just following this family and we're not manufacturing anything or telling them what to say or do. It's an interesting shift.
Yeah, we're not trying to start shit behind the scenes. Like, this is just literally reality as it is.
Right. So shift from that in the 70s to one of the genre-defining shows, in my opinion, was The Real World in 1992. This was an MTV show. Mentioned them earlier. We're circling back. And this was a little bit before our time, but the basic premise of The Real World, if you have never seen any of the many seasons of the show, went on for longer than one season for sure. The basic premise is that they took a group of strangers and made them all live in the same house, and then you just film their interactions and their drama.
Oh, so it's like proto Big Brother.
Kind of. It's without the challenges, because Big Brother has games that they have to do, or challenges, and like voting and stuff like this. The Real World, I'm pretty sure they were just like, hey, you 7 or 8 people, go live in a house together. And chaos ensued. So while it's kind of documentary-esque, it wasn't like this was a real family or a real group of friends that were shedding light on like, oh, this is how we live and, all this stuff. It was definitely for the drama. I think of it as basically you're in the Truman Show, but you're being watched because everything is staged, everything is calculated. I'm assuming back in 1992, you were probably cut off from like calling your family potentially. Yeah. I mean, maybe you could watch some TV or something, but like probably no live coverage of anything. So I think obviously now it's not as weird to think about, but back in 1992, can you imagine signing up for something like this? Like, I think that would feel so dystopian. I don't know if I would sign up for something. I mean, I wouldn't sign up for something like this nowadays either, but it's a lot more common of a TV show idea than it was at the time in 1992. So I don't know.
I definitely could not see myself doing that. I am way too online.
You're like, my phone, no.
No!
So, Real World was in 1992. That was a big hit. At first, honestly, I think that the ratings were not great, but it continued to gain people over time, of course, as more people were like, what the heck is this about? So, in 2000, there was a reality show explosion that happened with the debut of 2 long-standing shows, with Survivor in May of 2000 and Big Brother in June of 2000, which we mentioned both of these earlier. And both of these aired on CBS, which I'm pretty sure is where they still air to this day. I don't think they've ever changed networks. The wild part to me about these shows, because a lot of people have heard of them, they know the basic concept, is that, did you guys know that these were not even an original concept for a show? Neither Survivor nor Big Brother were original concepts.
Well, I mean, like Big Brother did kind of sound familiar to The Real World. I don't know if that's what it was based on. I didn't know Survivor wasn't original, though.
Yeah, so Survivor was actually based on a Swedish survival show, and Big Brother was based on a Dutch version of the show.
Oh, okay.
Okie dokie.
So Americans did the American thing, and they found
stole
something.
I made this.
Yeah, and they found something in another continent, and then just did it and westernized it, so it was more palatable.
And now I think that those are the most successful versions of the show.
Yeah, just like Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Yeah. Oh, wait, that was a British show first, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a British show first.
That's what I thought. Well, the American version is superior to that, so I will stand firmly on my opinion of that.
That might make my mom throw hands, but I
love Whose Line. I mean, I'm sure the British one's fine too, but the American Whose Line.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, I've seen both. I like them both.
Is technically Whose Line a reality TV show if it's unscripted? And
no, it's
I'm just kidding.
LaMau.
I wanted to add this quick side note that doesn't really have a ton to do with what we're talking about, but it is Survivor related. I remember Survivor being so big in the early 2000s that my church's vacation Bible school theme, one of the years that I went, was Survivor. So we were grouped into like different tribes with like tribe color, like yellow tribe, purple tribe, red tribe, whatever. And then we would do activities, and whoever memorized like the most Bible verses that day, you would get like points and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, it would be like, oh, wow.
And then they voted somebody off the island. And then they could never come back to Vacation Bible School again.
That would be hilarious, but no, thankfully that did not happen.
It is the Jesus Games. Yeah. You predicted them last episode.
Oh my goodness, so true. And if you can believe it, this is actually one of the least offensive Vacation Bible School themes I have attended / heard of.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are extremely offensive.
Oh, no.
If you want to know more about that, go check out Fundy Friday's video about Vacation Bible School. Very interesting to see what types of themes were being used. But with that being said, we've got our own game today. And it's called You Don't Know Reality Shows?
Oh, it's a twist on an old favorite.
Yes. I don't play the I don't do the Glup Shitto game because I don't know Glup Shitto. Yeah, I play it. I don't make it. So I've got the You Don't Know Reality Shows game today. And I'm going to give you guys, be nice and give you 3.
Okay.
3 choices. And you have to tell me which one is the fake reality show. Okay.
Okay, so there's 2 real, 1 fake.
There's 2 real, 1 fake. Are you guys ready?
I am ready.
So we have number 1, Vanilla Ice Goes Amish. Number 2, Fishing for Love. And number 3, Canada Shore.
Oh my, I thought this would be so much easier. The fact that 2 of these are real is really sending me.
Yes.
Literally, though.
Yes.
Literally. Oh my God. Okay.
Do you need me to read them again while you guys think it over?
I think I know which one I'm going for. Because I think I know.
Okay.
I think.
Gurn, say yours first. Because that will.
I believe the Vanilla Ice one is fake.
Okay, Vanilla Ice Goes Amish. There's your vote. Okay.
Okay. I have a bit of a buff because I know Canada Shore is real. Because I remember a couple coworkers talking about it because we're in Canada.
Okay.
So I'm going to say if Gurn's picking Vanilla Ice Goes Amish, I'm going to say Fishing for Love to keep it interesting.
Okay, you're going to say Fishing for Love, Camp?
Yes.
All right. Camp, you are correct. Fishing for Love is the fake show.
Did he have another reality show? I know he had.
Vanilla Ice Goes Amish is real.
I know, but
I looked it up.
There's another Vanilla Ice reality show.
I'm sure there is.
That's what I'm
sure
saying.
He likes money. I'm sure he likes money.
Ice Ice Baby isn't paying the bills anymore.
So you guys do not know how difficult it was to create a fake reality show name because so many of them have been done. Fishing for Love is so close to an actual show called Farming for Love, which follows fish farmers looking for love. Yes. And I was almost going to do Love and Lobsters, but that's a book. And then I was going to do Fisherman Takes a Wife, but Farmer Takes a Wife is real.
Oh my
God. So that was actually way more difficult than it should have been to find a fake.
The fact that it's difficult to come up with a reality show that doesn't exist just really exemplifies the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to just Google and be like, okay, is this real? And then there were some that I'm like, oh, dang, that's way too close, or that is real already. Like it was crazy. So
I remember specifically, it's Vanilla. It was originally called the Vanilla Ice Project, or sorry, it was originally the Vanilla Ice Home Show, then became the Vanilla Ice Project, and then I thought there was a Vanilla Ice Love Show also. Hold on.
I mean, there probably was. There were a lot of love and dating shows that I'm not going to cover in this episode, but I know there are a lot.
But I remember the Vanilla Ice other one, like the Project, and I was like, oh, okay, he wouldn't have done 2 different Vanilla Ice TV shows. Dang it.
You underestimate his desire for money.
I know.
We've got to have money.
Oh my goodness. So, yay, Camp won the You Don't Know reality show game.
Oh, is it just one? Oh my god.
Yeah. Just one question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would be here forever if I had to come up with more fake titles that aren't actually shows.
It would be so funny.
I can only do one. It would be funny, but I don't have that much time. So
okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So like I was saying, there are tons, into the thousands of shows, maybe even we're probably bordering on hundreds of thousands of shows at this point. I don't even know. But I did want to mention just a couple that I thought were interesting or I remember seeing, and kind of just highlighting how wacky they were. And the first one is the Osbournes. Have you guys heard of this one?
I have, yeah.
I don't think I have. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I have.
So if you have actually heard the song 1985 by Bowling for Soup, this show is
1985.
So there are two lines that reference the cultural shift in reality TV and things like this by saying, when did reality become TV, kind of point blank, and then when did Ozzy become an actor?
Yeah.
Because the Osbournes actually followed Ozzy Osbourne and his family. And this was a show that aired, I think, on MTV. Yes, on MTV in 2002, I want to say.
Dang.
And they had a few seasons of the Osbournes. And I just thought this was really wild because not only did this show provide a huge boost for MTV, and it was kind of the crossover of like, this is still kind of music related, but also a reality show. It's wild to me that somebody like Ozzy Osbourne would allow his family to be followed with cameras.
Yeah, that doesn't... I don't really think of that when I think of Ozzy Osbourne.
Still very successful. So it's not like he needed the paycheck necessarily. So this show is just kind of wild. It was known for having a lot of profanity, obviously.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you can imagine. And interestingly enough as well, I did not know that there was ever another sibling. There was, obviously Ozzy Osbourne, the dad, the mom, Sharon Osbourne, and then the two children that were on the show was Jack and then Kelly. Apparently they had another daughter named Amy, and she was like, I'm good. I do not want to be on this show.
She made a good choice.
So,
probably.
Yeah, so she was not on the show, and if there were ever photos shown on the show, she was blurred out because she didn't
give her the release at all. Okay.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want anything to do with this. And she actually criticized her family for being like, why are you doing this? Like, you guys are you're doing crazy shit. What's the point of this?
So, I have a very, very small, not personal anecdote, but just one that I remember listening to years ago about reality show, and specifically this show. I remember it was either on set or it was a podcast with people that worked on set because, just having connections to the film industry. And somebody was talking about how they were watching this Ozzy Osbourne reality show, and their friend showed up, like, on one of the episodes. And he's like, whoa, what the heck? Kind of like situation. And then eventually he was able to catch back up with this person and be like, hey, what were you doing in wherever Ozzy was in? And he was like, oh, so I was relatively nearby. And then they just reached out and said, hey, Ozzy's reality show is filming. Could you come by and do this, basically? Like whatever they had him do, if that was like cooking or, oh, hey, I'm a painter or whatever, like had him do whatever their skill was. And so he showed up. And so that was at least one of my first personal things that, like, yes, those shows are, of course, as we know, they're quote unquote reality and unscripted. But like the producers will be like, hey, Johnny Finger Paint, do you want to come over and happen to be in the same vicinity as reality show person and stuff like that? Of like one of those that really at least opened my eyes personally of like, yes, it's of course not going to be 100% real, or again it would just be like, how's dinner, Sharon, like type stuff,
right?
So but it's very, very interesting.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because on the Wikipedia page for the Osbournes, which is where I got kind of just the overview, apparently Jack and Kelly had stated in an interview that some of the situations on the show were definitely arranged by producers. They specifically highlighted a visit from a dog therapist was staged and arranged by the producers, although specifically Ozzy Osbourne's publicist denied that any reactions were staged. So I do believe that. that, you know, if they were going to be like, yeah, we're going to bring in this dog therapist, and then they brought him in, and then, you know, they told Ozzy, your dog is, you know,
your dog's
actually
depressed,
King Henry VIII.
And, he's depressed.
You know, Ozzy'd be like, oh my God, like his reaction was probably real. He also, Ozzy specifically, rest in peace, King. He said that he was stoned during the entire filming of this show, and he never watched it for that reason.
Of course, yeah,
because he was like, I'm good. So I don't know. Maybe he was stoned when he even took the deal, you know, where he was just like, sure, I guess we'll try it. And yeah, he came out and said in 2009, he's like, yeah, I was stoned during the entire thing. So
yeah, I mean, probably.
The other funny part to me, because it's been a long time, I was reading, it says the family also parodied their TV series during cameo appearances at award shows and in the film Austin Powers Goldmember.
Oh my God.
So I need to go back and watch Goldmember because it's been a long time since I've seen that, but just how strange of a connection there.
Was Ozzy's reality show still going whenever he filmed the Ozzy Osbourne World of Warcraft commercial, though? That's the real question.
I don't know. The show ran from 2002 to 2005.
Dang. Okay, it didn't.
So I don't know.
The World of Warcraft ad originally aired in 2008, so my bad. Or not my bad.
Okay, yeah,
dang it.
That was post-Osbourne show then. Dang.
Yeah. There's two ways to measure time: post-Osbourne show and pre-Osbourne show.
Pre-Osbourne, Meso-Osbornian era, and the post-Osbourne era.
During the Osbourne time is crazy.
The Meso-Osbornian era. Oh my goodness. Moving on from talking about Ozzy, rest in peace, King. We're going to talk about another show.
How was that concert, Lexi?
Stop. You know what?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You gotta bring this up every time. I hate the year 2020. That's all, you know. I have never been to a concert. 2020, I was supposed to go to 2 concerts. I was supposed to see BTS, and I was supposed to see Ozzy Osbourne with my dad. We know why those got canceled. Now Ozzy Osbourne is dead, so I can never see him in concert ever again. So,
oh, no.
I am very, very sad about that. Thank you for making me sad.
You're welcome.
Towards the end of the episode.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Anyway, moving on to the next show I wanted to talk about. I am talking about this one because not only is it just such a cultural giant in reality show history, it was also airing while my brain was developing. So, have to talk about it. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. I'm sure you guys have seen clips of it.
You know it. You love it.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know
can't really have an episode on reality television without bringing up Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned Canadian Shore, so we were really close.
Yes. So, and I'll get to that here in a second. So, Jersey Shore, in case anyone is listening outside of the U.S., have never heard of this, or they don't watch reality TV, or they just straight up live under a rock.
Or they weren't alive during that time,
they weren't alive.
In that case, why are you listening to this?
Yeah, how did you make it this far?
This was 2009. You probably shouldn't be listening to this.
Oh, they're 17. Sorry, continue.
Oh, seriously? Okay, well, maybe you are listening to this then. So Jersey Shore was a show that followed a group of, according to Wikipedia, housemates. I didn't know they weren't friends. I thought they were all friends.
Oh.
But it followed a show of housemates over the summer while they lived in a vacation home in Seaside Heights, New Jersey in 2009. So that was the first season of Jersey Shore. With the next couple of seasons, I think they went to like Miami or South Beach, Florida, and then they did a season in Italy, actually. But
hey, because they're Italian. They're all Italian.
Yeah, and I'll get to that here in a second. So as you can imagine, as we've talked about, there's been a lot of controversy that spawned from this show. A lot of people hated the show because of how just kind of ditzy and goofy a lot of the people on it were, as well as just being like, oh, this is trash TV. This is kind of the era where people started being like, oh, reality TV is trash TV. But I personally think Jersey Shore is really interesting because it highlights a lot of what was going on like culturally at the time as well. Because I guess when post-recession, like this show is peak 2010. I know the first season came out in 2009, but like if you want to go back and look at a time capsule of what it was like being, you know, a younger person in the year 2010, go watch Jersey Shore.
Get on Tumblr.
Do both.
No, but the theme song to this show was LMFAO's Get Crazy. If you've never heard that song,
1 second.
We'll play 1 second here.
Get crazy, get wild. So much for
Get Crazy.
To do.
And actually, fun fact, I did not know this, that the theme song to the show had been changed when they released it on DVD.
Because they lost the rights?
Maybe, I don't know, but then they released a soundtrack with it on there, so I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know. Did LMFAO get canceled at one point? I don't know.
No, I think they just broke up. I don't know if they got canceled.
Well, yeah, I know they broke up, but if they changed the theme song, maybe one of them got into some controversy or something. I don't know.
Either that, or maybe in certain countries they couldn't release the DVD, and so they had to change the song. I don't really know.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But one of the things that I thought was very interesting is that there, obviously, like I mentioned, there's a lot of controversy around this show. And I'm going to read from Wikipedia just some of the highlights under this controversy and criticism page, because I had never heard some of this and it blew my mind. So apparently, again, according to Wikipedia, the University of Chicago and the University of Oklahoma were among the educational institutions that had classes or conferences about the show. I don't know if that's from a like pop culture standpoint of like, oh, we're going to analyze the behavior in this show and it's more of like a sociological sort of a deal, or if they were like, this is trash and this is diluting the youth or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't say anything else about that. And then in 2010, I'm quoting this directly from Wikipedia, MTV received criticism from Italian American organizations for the way that they marketed the show, as it deliberately used the word Guido to describe cast members. Apparently, this term is regarded as an ethnic slur when referring to Italian and Italian Americans. It basically is to describe working class Italian Americans, and I didn't know that this was a slur, especially since they used it so much on the show. So I was only going to use it that one time, in the quote.
Sorry, I'm not going to say the word, but like nobody on Jersey Shore would fit that slur's like usage though, right? If they're all just partying and drinking,
yeah, but they were like
just
working class Italian Americans. They were just like the everyday person. Like they all just had normal jobs.
One of them is named The Situation. Like I don't think that's a real.
Yeah, but that's just his stage name. I'm sure he had a job before
Legally,
the show.
He changed his name to The last name
Mike
Situation.
The Situation.
Yes.
No, he's just known as The Situation. His legal name is not The Situation.
That would be so good.
His legal name is Michael Paul Sorrentino.
Oh, okay.
That's The Situation is just his fun stage name.
It's just his vibe.
So I am going to read the promotion for the show, which does contain this word. So apologies, but this is a direct quote.
Sorry, Italians.
It says, one promotion stated that the show was to follow, quote, this is from MTV's promotion, 8 of the hottest, tannest, craziest Guidos. While yet another advertisement stated, quote, the show exposes one of the tri-state area's most misunderstood species, ... That word. It says, yes, they really do exist. Our Guidos and Guidettes will move into the ultimate beach house rental and indulge in everything the Seaside Heights, New Jersey scene has to offer. So, again, I don't like to say slurs, especially because I was not familiar with this one, but I did need to read that verbatim because what even is that promotion?
That is insane. Like
it sounds so much like a slur when you say it like that also. Like
exactly, the most misunderstood species.
Misunderstood species took me out. I was like, what?
Like at least when they're
like it's like if it's like a reality show following around a bunch of gay people and it's like, come see the most misunderstood species of slur. Like what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
so I mean, at least the other one was like, I'm going to say it again just because I can't think of another way to put it. The quote of our Guidos and Guidettes will move into the ultimate beach house rental and indulge in everything Seaside Heights, New Jersey scene has to offer. Like, that one is still bad, but that one's like not a negative connotation, right? That's just like these people.
It's funny.
Yeah, gonna move into this house. Is
an actual word that's recognized, or is it just okay?
I think it's just supposed to be the female version of this slur.
According to Urban Dictionary, because again, if this is just a fake word, a Guidette is a female version of the Guido word, a stereotypical Italian-American man who likes to tan, club, and wear flashy clothing. Why couldn't you just say a female who likes to do said things? How are you so bad? Okay, sorry.
To say it's a woman.
Yes.
No. No, that is diabolical, though. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and there was a lot of backlash from Italian Americans being like, this is awful. This, like, you have made us into a caricature. You are, like, really hanging on this part about being Italian American. And also, it's funny because a lot of the cast members are actually not
Italian,
fully Italian or Italian at all. Apparently, Snooki and JWoww are not ethnically Italian. Snooki was Chilean, but she was adopted by an Italian-American family. JWoww is apparently Irish and Spanish, and then a bunch of the other cast members are only part Italian, which I'm like, well, I mean, if you're part Italian, you're still Italian.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, yeah.
That to me doesn't really matter. But yeah, people are really mad about this, and
why? I'm just kidding.
The thing with it is that even though people were really mad, people were watching the shit out of the show.
Yes.
And I haven't gone back and rewatched it since it was originally on because I'm afraid to watch it. I'm afraid it's going to age really bad. So I'm not going to.
2010.
But I will say I did mention Gym Tan Laundry
I don't know what that is
on another episode. Okay, so now that I can talk about it because I mentioned it in the other episode, the guys and the gals, they would have a day.
They have a word, Lexi. There's a word for these.
I'm not saying that. Both the men and women in the house, they had a day or a routine where they would do GTL, Gym Tan Laundry. And it's pretty straightforward. They would go to the gym, they would then go tanning, and then they would go do their laundry.
Lexi, can I be honest about something?
Yeah.
When you first said Gym Tan Laundry, I thought you meant Jim as in like the name. So I thought there was someone named
they went
Jim
down the
Tan
street
Laundry.
to Jim Tan's laundromat.
It's your boy, Jim Tan.
Like if there's someone named The Situation, there could be someone named Jim Tan Laundry. I don't know.
You know,
sorry, I just wanted to say that.
DJ Pauly D and Mike The Situation, you know what? There could be a Jim Tan in there. You know, I give you that. And that is so true.
If people are out there getting tattoos, probably. How many like Jersey Shore tattoos do you think that are out there still in the wild?
Oh, I bet you there's a lot.
Gosh.
I also remember, this is forever burned into my brain too. They had I don't know if it was a certain time of day or if it was just whenever they were going to go out to the beach or something. They would all change into more casual wear, like t-shirts. And maybe it was before they were going clubbing. Maybe they had certain t-shirts they would wear, but they would call it t-shirt time. And I just remember, I can hear in my brain DJ Pauly D going, "It's t-shirt time," and then they would go put on their t-shirts and their jeans.
Lexi,
these people aren't real.
I was gonna say, like they just. I'm
aren't.
not trying to just dunk. I'm not just trying to be mean because they're richer than I will ever be, unless they all spent their money.
Yeah.
But like,
we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yes, but like when you say they would put on more casual clothes to go like do t-shirt time, every single image of these individuals that I have seen is they're wearing tank tops. So if the tank tops are not the casual wear,
honestly,
t-shirt more
casual? I think the t-shirt time thing, it was probably like the bedazzled like Ed Hardy shirts of the time. That probably was what t-shirt time meant. Ed Hardy was a popular designer.
It also sounds like something a 5-year-old would, or you would tell a 5-year-old,
yes.
like, all right, get out of your pajamas, t-shirt time.
I have in my brain, Polly would like go into the middle of the house and be like, it's t-shirt time, and they would all like say it, and then they would go get changed. It was almost like a dinner bell.
Would they all run out of their rooms like a Disney musical and be like, it's t-shirt time? Like, what are you? Okay.
It was like a dinner bell, though. It was like a, hey, everybody, we're getting ready to go to the club, or we're getting ready to go to the beach, or whatever.
It's
same
the
with like
being summoned.
It's the club.
Place on your attire.
I would love a alternate Jersey Shore where they're all like, yes, put on your suits. They're all just like
super posh, just like the
inverse. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So like I said, as much as people were upset about the show, there were a ton of spinoffs in different countries. So there was like Geordie Shore was in England. They had Warsaw Shore in Poland. They did another spinoff in the U.S. called Floribama Shore, which is
What?
Oh God! I can smell that show from here. Jesus. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And then one of the ones that I think is really funny is Canada Shore is just Canada.
Isn't that just Letterkenny? Like I'm just kidding.
Just going out for a rip. Are you, bud?
Like, is there even a shore in Canada that's warm?
There's a lot of shore.
They're gonna freeze their ass off.
Yeah, not really one that's far. I mean, unless you come to Southern Ontario, which is where like 80% of us freaking live.
This took place. This was Canada Shore was in Kelowna, Canada, which is a city on,
Canada.
Okanagan Lake.
Okanagan Lake,
British Columbia.
Okay, it's in Okanagan, yeah.
British. Oh, okay.
He knows exactly where.
I mean, British Columbia, the climate there, it's on the west coast.
Yeah, I was going to say it, Vancouver. Just put it in Vancouver.
It says the name Kelowna derives from the Okanagan word. I'm going to butcher that, referring to a grizzly bear. So, and fun fact about Canada Shore.
That would be awesome. No. Damn. Okay.
Fun fact about Canada Shore. Can you guess when this show came out? When the spinoff was aired?
2012. Like I'm assuming.
Okay, good guess.
I'll say 2015 because that's when Daddy Trudeau came in.
Less than 2 months ago.
What?
January 22nd, 2026. What? Canada Shore.
Oh, that's why I only heard about it. I only heard it brought up in like passing, being like, "Yeah, it's a good show. You should like I should watch it later."
I
and
love your version of Canadian voices, Cam. Like, oh yeah, you should re-listen to this. Like, it sounds like you're making fun of Canadians as a Canadian.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I can make fun of my own culture. It's fine. No, but I just figured it would have been released around the same time.
How did it take 16 years to get to Canada?
I mean, Canada's behind the trend sometimes.
Because, fun fact, even though the original Jersey Shore, the U.S. Jersey Shore, ran from 2009 to 2012, there was a reboot. And it started in April of 2018. It was called Jersey Shore Family Vacation. They brought back a lot of the original people that were on the show. And the latest season of this just ended last September of 2025.
How well is it doing? And
so it's still going?
How well is it doing though? Like, is it just dog shit?
I mean, I think it's like streaming. So I mean, it's probably. I mean, it's
also they're not all part. Like, I'm gonna be like. Problematic here technically. The reason why you watched Jersey Shore is because these people were dumpster fire individuals, at least from what I remember. Of like, they would go party and drink and like, whoa, I'm gonna go bang 6
drama.
people. And there would just be all this drama. Family
Mike
Vacation
got arrested.
Is like, I think most of these people have children, if not multiple children by now.
They do.
So you're not gonna go, whoa, I'm gonna go party. All right, I'm gonna go have dinner with my wife and kids tonight. Yeah, have a great time out there. The situation, Uncle. The situation. I mean,
it's fine, Uncle Situation. So yeah, I mean, I think it might still be going. I mean, I don't know if there's been another season announced, but the latest season that took place, I believe, they filmed a couple episodes back at the original Seaside Heights house that they stayed in for the original.
There are 8 seasons of this show. Ooh. Oh my good lord.
Of the new one, of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Yes.
What the heck,
Dang,
dude?
All right. So it's like twice as long as the original
Guys,
one. That's
I have a proposition, not just for the podcast, but for our entire friend group. If we can move to somewhere with a catchy name and then just have like a big living situation and all live there and just be garbage individuals.
A Mike the Situation?
Yeah. We could literally just have... Goodness. Like, imagine a streamer house, but without any streaming of just like, hey, we're MTV, hit us up, VH1.
Like, I mean, they tried to make a series about the Hype House and all that stuff, and it was boring as all get out.
How are you boring if you're called the Hype House? Oh my god, I'm losing my I'm losing my mind.
I was gonna say, for your idea, Gurdon, Canada has a really bad habit of like just a lot of the small towns near me just are ripoffs of like European names. We actually have a small town like an hour out from me, I believe, called Paris. So if you want to say Paris Shore,
yo, here's what we do. Yo, big brain. We have Paris in Canada. There's Paris, Texas. We get a living situation in both of those, and we fly back and forth so we can like do this shit. And so we can just call it.
We go back and forth between Paris, Canada, and Paris, Texas, and we never go to Paris, France.
No, we never in the entire show.
Oh my goodness, that is wild.
Perfect.
So yeah. Like you said, that there is still potentially might be going. I don't know. The season 9 hasn't been announced for the Family Vacation, but since it did get in a revival, that puts the entire Jersey Shore series of the U.S. version at 218 episodes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just wild. So I will get off my Jersey Shore soapbox and kind of wrap up here what I have. For the sake of this episode, I am not going to be talking about the Kardashians, even though I know that they're one of probably the most rich and famous reality TV stars of all time. I have personally never watched the Kardashians, and I just really don't care. I've never seen them as relatable.
Season 9 of Family Vacation is set to premiere in 2026. It has been announced by MTV.
Oh, okay. There you go. So another season of Jersey Shore. I should really check some of it out. I'm a little bit nervous, but I should check some of it out. I'll make you watch it, Gurdon. Don't worry.
No,
let's go.
So with all of that, we've talked about a lot of different shows. There are much more that could be covered, of course, but I think it's interesting to look at the evolution of reality TV through just these handfuls of shows and why it is referred to as trash TV and kind of the role that it plays in our culture now and what it's known for. And while I agree that a lot of these shows are pretty trashy and super random at times, a lot of them are very exploitative. I wouldn't say that a lot of these are done ethically, even though it's gotten better over time. I do think that reality TV does provide, obviously, entertainment and somewhat value. And again, it depends on the show. This is a very, situational sort of thing. Mike the Situation, if you will. Because as Britannica points out, it says, quote, "Most of these shows were created with a heavy sense of irony, inviting the viewer to watch with a sense of affectionate mockery."
Yeah, making fun of these people. Absolutely.
Yeah, making fun of the people. And, I personally enjoy watching some reality TV because I like studying.
You were just going to straight up say, I enjoy making fun of people. I know that's not true.
Well, no. I enjoy watching some shows because I like to study the behavior of stuff. I know that a lot of it isn't real. A lot of it is producer orchestrated or producer created, and maybe it's just the reactions that we're seeing that are unscripted. But I like being able to watch people react to these zany situations. And on some superficial level, I also like watching drama unfold that I have no skin in the game. So I don't have, it's not high stakes. I don't have to feel this sense of obligation. I can just be watching Jersey Shore and being like, oh, Mike hooked up with the same girl that Polly did, and now they're like, who does she like? Very, at the end of the day, it's not really going to matter, and I don't really even know if these people remember some of these things that happened on the show. So I find that oddly cathartic in some ways. What do you guys think?
I agree, actually, yeah. Well, Gurren,
you were already going. No, you can go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm basically just in agreement with Lexi there. Yeah, like even if it's not quite reality, like entirely all the time in the shows, it's still stuff to look back on. Like you can still look at it and be like, huh, this happened, and then just go about your life.
I feel one of the things that with these shows, because again, like my personal experience before meeting Lexi and like her introducing me to some more reality shows was again just like Survivor, Big Brother, like one season each. And since Lexi and her family, they watch a couple of reality shows, or they used to. Again, they've kind of fallen off of was it Sister Wives is one.
We watched Sister Wives for a long time, which that's I could do a whole episode about. TLC is
my
trash.
Mom hate watches Sister Wives.
Yeah,
Sister
TLC as a network is god awful, unethical,
I don't learn
trash.
anything.
They should not. Yeah,
oxymoronic name because it's the Learning Channel, and I learn nothing.
They are awful and exploitative and unethical, and I do not like them. But yes, I've watched a lot of Sister Wives up until the last couple of seasons or something, where I'm just like, okay, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was that. Is it Welcome to Plathville? Lexi's the other one.
Hey, Welcome to Plathville was on there, yeah, and that too. That family is absolutely despicable. I cannot stand them. The only one that I like on that show is Olivia, which shout out to her. She's phenomenal. I love her so much. I'm so happy for her breaking away from that show. She's the only good thing to come out of that show, but that family is just absolutely diabolical. I don't know. It's just, and TLC is, again, that's a great show to say that TLC is extremely unethical for.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have 5 hours, but yeah.
But if you want Lexi to go off for 5 hours, comment down below.
About how unethical TLC is. Could make an episode.
Break the record for the
how could you
episode.
Forget how unethical TLC is? It's right there, the title.
There you go.
Lexi introduced me to these shows, and again, I've watched them with her. And I think that there is just a thing of just watching people be crazy and wild. But like a lot of these shows kind of show a side that I don't think a lot of people are supposed to really ever show of.
Yeah.
Families are messy. Relationships are messy. People are just messy. And so whenever it's like Jersey Shore and it's cranked up to 11, and yeah, you might get a couple moments of like the situation, like he doesn't have his abs out and he's like, man, I wish I could just be the relaxation sometimes. Like, yeah, you might have some reflection of something like that, but like 90% of the time, at least the original one was just like, we're going to the beach, like partying. But with a lot of these shows, the longer they go on and like the further they get from their original premise, I feel like just it gets way too real, which is very odd to say, of like, hey, like that very, very first one of An American Family, of like, this is just a family that had a divorce.
Right.
The Sister Wives show, there was a spoiler alert to a reality show. Like there was a divorce, if not multiple divorces there.
Yeah, there was one legal divorce and two what they call spiritual divorces. So yeah.
And so with that, like that's a fracturing of a family. The Welcome to Plathville stuff is really, really messed up. And it's like, I'm not saying that every family or like every one of these shows just needs to be like picturesque or like, whoa, this drama is getting way too much. But I think that's kind of the inevitability of putting a camera in a family's face or just even people's faces 24/7, unless that they are like following a script or like, all right, cool, the producer wants you to do this or the director says to do this. Like if you are just being yourself, the stresses and the pressures of being just constantly Truman showed is not really good, I feel like, in the long term. I think that there's some humorous things, like there can be some very interesting developments and very interesting storylines. But I think that it's, again, TLC Lexi's going to make a 5-hour podcast about just how unethical and unhealthy that they are. And that's just one network. Like, even if they try to be like, look, we're going to try to follow these families and be better about it. Like, I know in Love is Blind that people...
And I would argue that in TLC, in the very beginning of TLC, some of the specials that they did that made some of these families famous or these people famous, on had a longer run on TLC. Some of them were done with very, like, obviously for entertainment purposes, but for better intentions. One of the biggest ones I can think of is John and Kate Plus 8. They actually had a Discovery special when Kate was pregnant with the sextuplets. And it was very much just about like, whoa, this woman is pregnant with sextuplets. But she already also has twins, at home. I think they were like 3. The twin daughters were 3 at the time. And so it's like, whoa, this is wild. Like, most people are not going to experience that. And so you have a very, like, innocent premise in the beginning, right? Of, we're going to follow this woman who's pregnant with sextuplets, see how this affects the birth, her other children, like, how do they do daily life? Like, that on the surface is interesting, right? To the right people.
Yeah, like you're actually learning something.
Yeah. Then you see it devolve into the absolute mess that it still currently is in this day and age where John, the father, only is able to speak to / he has 2 children that have a relationship with him. The other of his 6 children, they don't have a relationship with him. They only have a relationship with their mother, Kate. And that's a whole big ordeal. Again, I'm not going to get into all of that, but just the destruction that came from fame and the show and constantly having cameras on children and all that, it just becomes this big ethical dilemma instead of we originally just wanted to do a 1 hour or 2 hour documentary special on what's it like having sextuplets.
Yeah, especially because of the kids too. I feel bad for the kids in that scenario.
My heart breaks for those children, which are now adults. They're all now adults, but my heart breaks for the children.
Yeah, because they would grow up just with a camera in their face, constantly being monitored.
Yeah,
right.
It's like, geez.
I mean, it's one of the things Lexi and I, again, she's made me watch a lot of what some people would call trash TV. Other people just call it reality television. We watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and like,
yes,
there's already so much drama embroiled in that, and so much like baked into that entire premise and stuff. But like, that all started because one of the
TikTok drama.
And one of them came out and was just like, we're all swingers and all this crazy stuff. And so then it just exploded, and it was already messy when the show started, and even the pilot made the show messier, and it's just gotten so drama filled and so crazy over the last 3 seasons total now, right, Lexi?
Yeah, they're about to, season 4 is coming out in a couple weeks, I think.
But like, even over the course of those 3 seasons, and people lying and wanting more money, more fame, more power, all of this stuff, like, it just I feel like it gets to people faster than even if you were just like, hey, I'm a movie star. With a reality show,
I think so.
People are like, these aren't people who are like, hey, I've tried to be an actor and I had to go through acting school or XYZ thing or yada, yada, yada. Like, it could be your homie Dave, and Dave's like, yeah, I have the world's biggest knuckles. And so they're calling, they have a show, Knuckle Man. And like, there you go. Like, now Knuckle Man is known for knuckles across Europe and stuff like that. Like, it'll just get to his head. Like, it's just, I know that's rambly a little bit, but yeah, I think that there is humor and some entertainment in it for a while, but I think they just need to put a cap on how long these shows run, how, of course, involved and how unhealthy that they can be, basically. So.
Well, and I think I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the points I want to hammer home here at the end as we wrap up is that there is a fine line between something that's just humorous and like meaningless drama to the point where it crosses that line where you're like, okay, this person needs help. Like, this isn't funny anymore. Yeah. This isn't like, oh yeah, Jersey Shore when Snooki and Dina went to go work at the t-shirt shop and they didn't know how to fold the t-shirts or what, like, haha, that's goofy, right? That's like 2 girls that are like, we don't know how to do any of this stuff. Like, oh, funny. But then when you think about something like on the Mormon Wives show, I mean, I won't ramble too long, but I mean, one of the main stars was arrested for DV. She struggles with her mental health openly on the show, and they film it, and they film her breakdowns. And it's like, at what point is this not, like, this isn't entertaining, this isn't fun, this is, like, why is production filming this? Why are they not encouraging her to get more help, or saying, hey, we're not going to film you if you are refusing to go get help for your mental health crises that you have, you know? So it's a fine line between humor and watching something because you're like, oh, wow, this is so interesting. And then being like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. This is someone's real life. And there are 2 options of either production is orchestrating it and they're lying about this and they're making it into something that's way heavier than it needs to be, or they're actually just filming this person struggling. And I'm like, this is not entertaining. This is sad. Someone needs help.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's a whole nother level of like, I shouldn't be watching this. This should be a private moment.
And I think what you've hit on there, and I think is what really makes it sell so well, is it's like watching a train wreck. Of you're watching something and you can't look away because you are watching something that is very deep and very emotional and very, very vulnerable. And so
like, hey, is somebody going to do something about this? You know?
Yeah. We know from experience of watching some of these shows and just living in life that like things are going to happen and you're going to have really bad days and you're going to have better days. Eventually, it all just like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be watching a woman break down and lose her whole family, right. And then just being like, hey, can you put the cameras away, please? Like, it's not good look for anyone.
Well, I wanted to end on looping back to the Jersey Shore because I thought this was a good point to kind of close this episode about, directly quoting from the Wikipedia where it discusses Jersey Shore. It says, in an article in Rolling Stone, it was mentioned that the Seaside Heights house had 35 remote-controlled cameras in fixed locations, 12 handheld cameras, 1 IMX camera, and 6 DV cameras. Nicole Polizzi said, that's Snooki. She says, quote, they have cameras everywhere, all the time. You're always being watched. You kind of get a little paranoid because you're like, who's watching me? It's trippy. It really messes with your head. But that's why we go crazy. That's why we fight with each other. That's why we drink. We're living in a house for 2 months with all that shit. We can't have cell phones, TV, radio, or internet. There's no normalcy. It's like a prison with cameras. The only time we're not on camera is when we're in the shower, and that's why we all take 3-hour showers just to get away from it.
Damn.
So it's just like, man, that sounds like torture.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
It is torture, basically. It's just being constantly surveilled, feeling like you got a freaking panopticon on at all times.
It's very odd because in comparison to Mormon wives, where literally they will be on the internet having beef with each other in comment sections while they're filming also. Like,
yes, like their livelihood was TikTok before this show.
Yeah. So that's just a very weird like contrast of basically Big Brother, but hey, MTV's doing it, compared to, oh, hey, no, this one woman,
I'm choosing to do it.
Yeah, I'm choosing to do this, and I actually want more cameras in front of my face because I get more screen time and more fame that way. It's just really weird.
Makes me wonder what the long-term effects of that are going to be. So enjoy reality TV responsibly.
And on that note,
don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up if you watch some of it, because I do. But also just keep in mind that these are real people, and a lot of the situations you are seeing are not real or producer influenced.
You mean this situation? And then he's flexing.
Yeah. So enjoy responsibly. Obviously take a break, but it's okay if you like to watch some of these shows. And the reality of it is that without our lovely patrons over on patreon.com, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast. So thank you so much to those over on Cam's Patreon, on Gordon's Patreon. We love you. We appreciate you. We take your suggestions. Thank you so much for listening to our reality TV episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye!